So I've implemented the cool little game engine. This is the block between text rendering and netcode and some other very important thing like sound, using glue, GLW3, and custom math library, custom cameras, player controller. Some of the stuff I derived from like WebGL 2D platformer. It's not really using traditional ABB collision, but I would like to add, hopefully today, separating access theorem. I have to always keep double checking my mic because I'm having like really interesting issues. What I should do is create an on-screen program to tell me what my volume is, because I've seen it go out like just from right under the thing. So the audio library that I wrote can play a number of sounds, and I tried to keep it simple so later it'd be portable to Android without using too many channels. Let's see, and I compile it for 64-bit and 32-bit in WinMP. So we're testing the channels and multiple sound playing at the same time.
Because otherwise they could just unplug.
Alright, so that's like a sound test. And then I wanted to implement the recorder class and like have it be sent through UDP, and then have a video being sent through UDP so I could render on a Raspberry Pi. So I'm wondering why. Yeah. Let's see. So I used Verbose in order to compile OGG format support, and it has like all these like files that do all kinds of weird encrypted stuff, or more like C-based. It's like a C library, so it wasn't really a lib, it's just a straight up include into a C++ application. We can see here, oh wait, this is a C application, sorry, but it could be C++. I'm gonna put it into C class, but the whole point was make it work on C because it's simple. So this is the little wave file list. My game's not gonna have a lot of like sounds, I guess, because I just don't feel like making them or something. It could have a lot, but for the sound system, it's very simple here. You have to attach just a sound buffer to a source, so I just like one by one attach them. So you can see this array is like 4, so there's like 4 sounds available to play at the same time for every one particular sound. This can be changed up later, but I wanted to keep it simple. Just create a little audio library. I've created one before where it's just like it just plays it on a thread and waits for it to finish. That's one way. It's another way. Or the two could be, I guess, mixed later, make it more complicated and interesting. But yeah, you just get the context, kind of like OpenGL, but you can't really compare the two but you do use these gen buffer things. I don't know if this gets sent to the sound card or whatever. And then I call play sound by the index of the sound. That was my goal, is just to have this function. So play sound 4 is like 4 on the array, and you could multiplay it with the different channels, which is basically a source buffer attached to a sound buffer. Yeah, so there's a source, and then there's a sound buffer, and I'm not giving any kind of 3D position for the source. I just want it to play. The number of buffers, the number of source. It could be 64. So if you ask like AI, it'll tell you 96, 32. I mean 64, 96, and some other numbers are good for the amount of buffers. I guess you could have a lot and just like... so that's like the little sound system. I gotta use Obi, which is on top, is a wrapper on top of SLES, and what is it called? AL audio or something? Or A audio. So this is my little demonstration of me in Android using a little bit different rendering technique than they had originally. Originally they had a VAO, just keep switching. I just made it a draw elements, and then draw all the elements, and then just try to update. I don't think I have the update working yet here. There's been like fights over a little code and like test of triangle, because I want to have like a dynamic triangle and rotate it. And I don't even know if I'm going to pass this transformation thing into the shader. I don't even know why I have this code like this. I'm probably going to have to like rewrite this update function. I keep like getting stuck inside of these little side code projects. Let's see if this runs. This is a Nokia cheap phone, new cheap phone. It's kind of like the standard, because it also had issues with the shader. Basically it's like a shitty implementation of OpenGLES 3, which is cool because it gives you the testing grounds for performance, and most likely like this is going to work. And how choppy will it be? What is that thing they call in Android developers? Glunk or whatever, like when it pauses. Ninjas at work over there. But basically what I was talking about is the precision operator. Yeah, like if I exclude this fragment shader, this precision little thing, it won't take the uniforms right out of the vertex shader. It looked like it worked, but according to the screen here, it loves to sleep, but I kind of like that for now. I don't want to overheat the device like I did the other one. I feel like my other device in Android is low. So this is not this application. What the hell happened here? Yeah, it looks like something bad happened. So I did change some code. Some very core rendering code. Failed to measure S file system verify error number. Hash code. Base.mpk. That seems like everything went right. It's just completely just. Oh wow, this is going to be a fun load of problems. Yeah, because I changed a short to int, an integer from 16-bit to 32. Oh, no, cool, like a blend. supposed to be writing about. To that. The right way. It wasn't working the right way before. It wasn't using velocity. It was same, which is kind of the same thing as this, but the keys I got them to work a little better. I need to get ducking to work again. Obviously, without sound, it's a little stupid. This particular camera that I'm using right now is just a static, like, one-place camera. Now there's multiple. I'll show you the easy camera first. There is a little problem here. For some reason, he's jittering a lot, but I think that's the physics code it has for the character. Let's jump into that real quick. Just demonstrate that it's actually there's a platform renderer, and we have a player control class. So I really broke this down in like components. And the component system here is just basically C++ classes. So you could kind of like raw code right out of WebGL, because it's really easy to generate WebGL. But there's a lot of like cool WebGL code too. They're kind of like funny different worlds. It's kind of like the Unity world, the Unreal world, Source One world. Then there's the WebGL world, OpenGL world, and they're all kind of like different. They have really good developer people, so it's like really interesting. Alright, so the whole problem here is that when the player collides, which is detected by some stupid thing like it likes to write this. The AI likes to write this, but I had to port this and modify it. Like, this is cool because it makes it the input work the way it's supposed to. It uses a mapping too. But what's wrong here, so we like loop through all the platforms and we check collision, right? But the thing is, when he's setting the Y is actually player.y, because we're inside like the player controller class. So we're like this. There's a player Kulo game class, so he's like the game rules for the player, kind of like source SDK. What's it called? Basically, this is what this is. Counts the name of blocks jumped on, but this should be like a stats variable, which it is. It's not being used. The jump is used for double jump. It's on ground true. Velocity y is equal to 0. Previous player bottom minus velocity y. It has something to do with this. Platform top and platform bottom. So when he's standing, and then it will. It has to be this. Jittering here. I could enable the mouse too. Yeah, when you do this with the mouse. Oh yeah, the background is just a quad. It's just a shader, off shader toy. I think I wanted to zoom in somehow. I could using the the camera view projections. Oh wow, if you resize it to this, it gives you, it should update the camera. Does it? No, it's terrible. Let's try the other camera. Oh, on this camera we can't see anything like this. This camera. A little bit of it. That's what I didn't want to do today. More camera stuff. This is the other camera. Now this camera is a supposedly advanced. It's a 3D camera. So if we drew like 3D boxes and the mouse is controlling the camera, so some interesting hotkeys. It does look a little interesting like this, but then you could see that I can change the tilt. I could always change the. I could also change the changes it like that. But then there's also changing the X, Y, and Z position. What we're doing is we have like all these variables for the camera. There's also another same keys as the player jumping. You can see we can control the player. It does give that interesting feel, but except like it always has to be like aligned and then realigned. The camera's position is a little awkward. Kind of feel like it's a little bugged. But at the same time, the advanced math it's using just to generate this camera is like amazing that it still works. I had to like kind of hard code it. Then there's other things I should be working on instead of the crazy camera, but the camera is a pretty interesting advanced feature, especially if you wanted to shake this somehow. This camera would be like probably easier to do that with, like this camera here. Yeah, there's a little bit of cool shake, but we still have to get rid of the buggy shake. And I want to work on other things, like porting this first, and then start adding more things. I might just get some of the more fundamental things done today. And level right here. Like some of the nice things I implemented was an object that says this is the boundary, and then the camera follows the rules of boundaries. So he doesn't like. So you can see that that's the boundary by the way camera functions. And then there's UV coordinates with the platforms, and you could tell this is not ABB collision because you can jump through the platforms, and then I want platforms where you can't do that. So, I want like more physics stuff. Just start adding. So before we like start with now, so you can see I have flat camera. There's also another camera which is like default code. We'll switch to these two cameras, and this quad camera, which kind of stands for quadraternnion, but I feel like some of the implementation is just like off. Maybe it's not, but it uses built from scratch math library. The whole game does. This is the platforms. So this is the load level function. The platforms can also be a color, I believe. Stupid mic.
And again in two.
Oh wow. The fuck? What the fuck? Okay. So it like needs me to like fiddle with a device for it to start working again? What mic is it using? Oh.
And again,
Yeah, I knew this was gonna happen. It's just like insane how bad this is. It's just like insane how bad this is. Yeah. Okay. There'll be like really crazy crackling sounds too. I can tell because this is going red. I wonder what that's related to. Maybe I have to disable the other mic or something. I think it's related to something else though. I think this is like OS related. That's an interesting sound. Alright, (2D or 3D? Separating axis theorem. And then I have to go back and check the microphone is working all the time. Look at the spectrum graph. Yeah, so this is like the most popular article. This is the second popular article. I do want to do this on Android first, but it's just gonna be whatever works first. Let's see. Let's just try to run this in debugger. I think I know what the problem is. Yeah, 'cause I changed this from unsigned short to unsigned int. We loaded up. Maybe I do have to use unsigned short. I think that's what the problem is. It's getting like this invalid buffers. It's fucking horrible error. And it could be something hardware related. Or like it doesn't want to take certain types. It doesn't tell you. I wonder how it can. Yeah, so we get the video. Bind texture. Okay, that's the draw call. I'm not looking for that. Yeah, so it pushes all our vertices here. We're just pumping them into the system. EVO. The data. Draw dynamic. So this looks okay. But this never specifies a type. So the type must be a like the piecing part. Alright, let's just try this. It doesn't like to run in debugger. The emulated version sort of runs a little better on debugger, but it's just like the better phones run debugger better. but you need to run them on bad phones. That's the bad part. Yeah, so we see these like debugger problems all the time. You just have to like wait it out, let everything cool down. Alright. So, convexity can be achieved through subpartitioning triangles. Okay, the shader in this should be fine, even though we don't know, maybe something changed. What are the autos? Oh, okay, it's showing me. Position attribute is fine, UV attribute is fine. UV attribute goes before position attribute. That's what this is telling me, at least. Whatever. Let's just skip through this. Shader is fine, I think it compiled. Yeah, this program is 3, for whatever reason. Alright, this is where we get this art segmentation fault. Yay. Alright, this is where dumbass segmentation fault too. Like, what the fuck? Like, why do we even need the position here? We don't even need this. We're not using it. I know shader is defined because it compiled. It's a private. Yeah, shader is null. So why is shader null? Shader is null. But it looked like it compiled. Like, there's two things. Do we need to do this here? We're gonna need to send the shader to the projection matrix anyway. I don't understand how this didn't crash before that, but whatever. Usually, you kind of want to send your uniforms before you draw call, but I did something weird here too. It's just like a switch over from rendering single EBOs of indexes to just render everything all at once and do updates. Okay. Guessing there's like 6 VBOs here. Alright, what we need to do for this particular problem is break here. Should have asserted here. So this said. Should have said the same shit. You know, you crash while getting this pointer. The easy method is to comment it out, but we'll just try this one more time. And then we'll just keep learning about segment access theorem. So there's like 3 points in the triangle. Vertice 0 to vertice 1, and you can make a normal out of that by getting the line it's making with M slope. Then the normal would come out in the middle of the line, facing outward from the triangle. So I guess you would have to figure out which way you want the line to face based on where the centroid of the triangle is. Then you could get the centroid by just taking all the coordinates. Take all the x's, for example, divide by 3. That'll give you like the x center. And take all the y's, divided by 3, you get the y center. Yeah. See if the mic's still working. Like, I feel like I'm pointlessly doing something here. Alright, so link status is 1. If link status is not equal to true, then you get the shader log. There's another shader log functions. I don't know, like one of my projects, I wrote like a different shader logging class. Alright, so the program is created. This is where it gets funny, because this shader is already allocated. Or kinda. This shader is still no pointer here. It's always like, I take it for granted for them when this always works. So where does it actually create the shader object? Right here. This is where it creates it. And my guess is it's not getting this projection matrix uniform or something stupid, just something really dumb. Okay, well, why can't we put breakpoints? Well, we know if it hit, okay, we can. We know if it hits this delete, it means it died. Really, we want one here. Okay, we have one here. It looks like I was already on top of this, kinda. Okay, so this is fine. It's funny how it doesn't show these ones. I don't know why that's 0. It should be 2. Because that's 0. So they're defined. This shit is spitting shit out. I guess they're like there. Why would this not work? Okay, shader equals new shader. Shader is null. Program has some fucking thing. All these do. Okay. Return shader. Yeah, there's a pointer. Well, the shit's valid. Okay, what's the call stack say? It's stupid. Okay. That's fine. I think it's just that stupid code was just some added garbage that needs to just be deleted. Yeah, so for Sigma-Axis theorem, you get that normal, you generate that line, and you see if those lines cross from two different objects. If they overlap, I could run the WebGL demo, and it doesn't work for rotations yet. The AI is stupid, but it works for non-rotations because you can visually see it. Like you see, like, oh, the AI did this right or did it wrong. Alright, so we know shader's defined. It's like obvious. You just go down here, scroll into threads and variables. This should have underscore shader. It's a pointer. So we don't know why. Because you really need to do .get since it's this. It's not a unique pointer. It's a shared pointer thinger. Yeah, no, it's a unique pointer. Sorry, but when you return it, you need like a public return function, which I had to just implement. There's this move thing. Then there's another way of doing it. It's where you do .get and you just get rid of this std unique pointer and you just do shader star get shader. So you might have to just add that function, get rid of this function. Doing it like this sucks. Because it's too like C++ 2117. I'd rather have it all be like C99 style. Alright, so then we die. Get this dumb attribute thing, position. Why did we die? Because what we called was null. The value is never used. What the fuck? Die. Oh, shader's no pointer. Cool. So I think what really happened here is I call that stupid function I made up in add test objects. I didn't do this on purpose, but I'm just figuring this out from yesterday. And then once we create a triangle, we do call this bullshit somewhere. Call this like get shader again, get that get. This is like really garbage code. And I think when it does this move crap, we're gonna have to like see if this is actually the problem. I'm just interested to see how it turned null. Like there's no like set method, or maybe there is. The only way to check is just search everything and just see what sets it. Only this thing sets it, really. But, like, why does it end up being null? Is like a memory corruption somewhere? Maybe. Yeah, that's like a really interesting thing. Like, how was I able to achieve this? It's really like extraordinary question, because you extraordinarily do not want to do this, or you really want to know what caused this. Alright, at least the debugger is running nice. Okay, shader is going to equal new shader. We're going to return it. Send it into that equal sign. Activate it. It's not null. So what activate does, it just does GLU's program. Standard, like, set this shader to be the shader inside the video card. Okay, so yeah, unique pointer shader it's there. If we see it. But later, it disappears. Yeah, so GLU's program, the program ID that linked the two shaders or whatever. Alright, let's just get back in our call stack in the right place. Okay, so we activated it, whatever. And this is where I assume, right now, causes problem. When you do this move, it deletes whatever, because move is not equal to copy. We all know, just from using move command and command prompt, move means cut. Let's see what that says. Why does moving a pointer variable not set it to null? Okay, so it does. In our case it does. For us it worked. Okay, make a unique pointer. The original pointer I had just before move, std get. What would this do? It's just, I haven't used this before, so. Oh, I love it when